Okay, we are ready to begin. We will start with an opening statement from Coach Pearl, and then we'll have questions directed to the players.
You walk in Auburn's locker room, and there's a sign that says AU, and it's make history. And knew going into this game that Auburn and our basketball program had won 10 straight first-round games. But this 8-9 matchup against Iowa was not going to be easy. But we wanted to be able to add to the history, so I believe that's now 12 straight first-round wins for Auburn. So congrats to all those coaches and players in our program that have won that. I'm happy for my upperclassmen. I thought the starters stepped up and played really, really well. Janai had a tough matchup, and he won his matchup, which was really important, for us tonight. I'm really happy for Al. He's playing his best basketball right now and on a big stage, and KD is just given us such a spark coming off the bench. Wendell was a great floor general, and I thought our bench, played really well and lifted us up. Our speed and quickness obviously was a factor. Defensively, I was the number 3 offensive efficiency team in the country, and to hold them to 75 points, or at least especially 26 in the first half, was a great effort.
Okay, please raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Remember to please state your name and affiliation, and we'll start right here in the front.
Justin Ferguson, Auburn Observer. Janai, final 5 minutes of the game, you guys get stop after stop. You had rebounds, blocks. I mean, just how crucial was it when they cut it to 4 for y'all to really, really tighten up on that end of the floor?
Like Coach said, they're a very high-powered offense. We knew they had another run in them. They wasn't going to go away. But, once they cut it to 4, we just held it up and said we got to get stops. We want to win this game, and we relied on each other, box out, rebounds, contest shots, and that's what we did to finish the game off.
Here far right.
Chad Patterson, WRBL out of Columbus. Coach, you talked all week about the ability for this crowd to play a role.
Hang on 1 second. Only for players right now. We'll do coach when the players are done.
Well, I'll switch over to the players. You guys talked all week about how this crowd could play a role in this game. What did it feel like out on the court? Did they give you guys that added spark in the second half?
The hometown, they came in deep and heavy. They showed out. They was, loud and rowdy all game. It felt like a home game for us.
Like he said, y'all was out there. Y'all heard the crowd. They was electric. They give us energy. We feel off the energy a little bit. They helped us in the second half a lot. Just give us momentum.
Go right here in the purple.
Nevias Wilborn, AL.com. Just talk to me about that last 3-minute sequence there. You guys start hitting the threes. Just what's going through your heads as you guys are building up the momentum? Starting with KD.
Just get stops. They've been down before. They've been there before. So, we couldn't stop playing hard until the clock said 0-0, and that's what we did. And came out with a W.
Ike Jones with the War Report Auburn. KD, you seem to be really locked in right now during this postseason. Is there an added motivation for you just to try to close out games differently than you have been previously?
Most definitely. I started off the season kind of sluggish, and I wasn't there for my team. And, I wanted to pay them back with just give them my 110% with myself, my body, my mind, everything, just to do whatever to make us go farther in this March Madness.
Very back.
Hi, Carrie Osep, WVTM here in Birmingham. So I know you guys talked about this leading up to the game, just being locked in. You want to prove something. You got a tough matchup to start it, but you got something done that was pretty dominant. How do you guys feel confidence-wise heading into this next matchup, depending on who you guys get?
Whoever we get, we're gonna be prepared for them. It's 2 really good teams playing, so I feel like we're a very confident group. And we're playing the March Madness. We shouldn't need too much extra confidence. That's we're on the biggest stage. That should give us confidence itself.
KD, you guys went on that big run there in the second half, shooting the ball with the bench. You hit a few, Trey hit a few from deep. I mean, just how key was that for you guys to just go out there as a bench unit and really help you pull through on offense?
You know, that helped a lot. But what helps even more when we got 6 guys in double figures, you know, and we playing hard on defense and we on the offensive side sharing the ball. So, you know, when guys having fun with it, they just going to give that extra 10% on the floor. So, you know, we came out and played hard.
Two things. One, I meant to ask you this earlier, Katie. At that fall there, I guess, are you okay after that? But then also, you guys have had some struggles and ups and downs this year. What was it like? Was this the most fun you guys have had in a game this year, considering the season?
You could say that. You know, it's March, so we won our first game this season through all the ups and downs that we had in the previous time we had in the first start of the season. So now that we're in March, we got a new leaf, and it start off 0-0. So now we feel good. Oh, nah. That was scary, though. I was just trying to make sure I didn't hurt myself in any other way. But that was crazy.
For Jonah, you obviously hit a big three from the top of the key. And just talk about adding that to your repertoire, something else that your next opponent's going to have to watch on film. And it was a big shot, too, that kind of gave you guys a lot of momentum.
For sure. You know, I think my coaching staff, you know, my teammates, they all believe in me to take those big shots. You know, a part of the reason why I came here was because, you know, Coach, he wanted to expand my game a little bit. You know, so that's what we did. And I have confidence in myself, and everybody have confidence in me when I get ready to shoot a 3-ball.
KD, JoeGoodmanAO.com. When you go towards the crowd and open your mouth and make wild faces, like what are you trying to accomplish there?
When you got your fans that's loaded like that and it's March Madness, that's the best feeling in the world. I don't know. It just feels good to do that. Just a relief.
Hey, Alan, you seem to be really locked in on the defensive end tonight, and especially on the boards. You had 10 boards tonight. Was your concentration tonight of trying to really just get after it defensively?
Yeah, that was my main focus. Just, you know, controlling what I can control. That's, you know, defense and rebounding, and just running hard in transition, and trying to find my teammates, help them get shots. So that's what I did tonight.
Sheila Smoot, Summit Media, Birmingham. What is it going to take for you guys to do what you did tonight coming up? What is going to be the difference?
Just coming in and giving a lot more than we did tonight. You know, Houston is a #1 seed, so, you know, we're going to need more than what we did tonight and just feed up, keep going up what we did tonight.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Okay, good job. Good.
We'll start right here. Drew DeArmond, WZZN Radio, Huntsville, Alabama. Coach, I just wanted to ask you about Lior Berman's defense. I know you had him on Chris Murray at times, and Murray's an all Big Ten player, but I thought he did a nice job for you defending. Talk about Lior and what he did in playing his role tonight.
Well, we got confidence in Lior. The defense that we played tonight, we did a lot of switching. And so when Murray was at the top of the floor, he was guarded by guards. And when he got down to the bottom, we were hoping to try to get him, get a big on him. I thought, as best we could, I thought it disrupted Iowa a little bit. But I thought that run with KD and Lior and Trey and the bench being in there, you know, Chris Moore is in a regular rotation with us. He goes out with his shoulder. All of a sudden, Al Flanagan's got to play some 4. It's not played there all year long, you know, and guys are filling in spots. But I think that's what a team is all about. And, you know, we were able to, you know, overcome some real challenges. Jalen Williams gets in early foul trouble. I mean, there were a lot of things that, you know, that happened that could have set us back. But Janai Broome was too dominant inside. You know, KD and Trey making all those shots in the second half. Al doing the job with Janai on the rebounding. not letting Iowa dominate the glass. They beat us on the glass, but they didn't dominate.
Justin Ferguson, Auburn Observer. Bruce, you say it all the time. You win late by getting to the free throw line and getting stops. I mean, how proud are you of your guys for doing that in a tournament environment, especially after they had cut it to 4?
I mean, I told our guys, I said, this is going to get down to single digits now. I mean, Iowa was down big at home to Michigan State, and they came back and won that thing. So we knew they'd come back. And I mean, look, it got a little tight there, for a second. And I asked the guys in that, in a timeout, I said, look, we're up 4, 5, 6. There's 5 or 6 minutes left to go in the game. If I'd have said we could be in a situation, before the game, would you take it? I think we would have taken it. So let's just calm down. They made some shots, and we got stops, and we got rebounds, and got some 50-50 balls. Our speed and quickness was a factor, and you could sort of see Big Ten, SEC, from a standpoint of 2 different conferences. We aren't much more athletic or faster than many teams in the SEC. We're not. But tonight we were. Iowa was bigger, a little bit more skilled, shot it better from 3. They had some physical advantages. But our speed and quickness was a factor tonight. Really helped us on the defensive end and attacking the rim. And that's why I think they played so much zone.
BP, talk to me about Trey Donaldson tonight, getting those 3 threes there, especially with what he's been through this year.
Trey Donaldson's a freshman that's played about 10 minutes a game. He's clearly been Wendell Green's backup. Going to be a really good player for in the future. But he's got a role to play. But because he was a high school football strong safety and one of the top strong safeties in the country, he could have gone anywhere he wanted to play football, anywhere. He's got a toughness about him. He's got a swag. He's got a confidence. He's not afraid. Absolutely not afraid of the moment. And he did not look or act like a freshman at all. And, I think that, I know that, you're in a game like that, and Coach McCaffrey's got to be looking down the bench going, who is this kid? Just like we don't need this. But it's very, very important that your bench plays well in postseason, I think.
Up front, right here.
Bruce, how would you best describe KD's persona on the court?
Unpredictable. But right now he's in a good spot. He's really good in locker room. He's really good with his teammates. He's a really good friend to a lot of the guys. Plays with just a lot of motion, a lot of passion, and he giveth and he taketh away. And he's been givething more lately.
Coach, you talked all week about the ability for this crowd to play a role in this. It sounded like Neville Arena in there tonight. What role did the crowd play in this game in the second half?
Well, I mean, it played a great role, but guys, this is Birmingham, Alabama. This is football country, and we dominate, and I'm really proud of that. But we look like a basketball state today. Alabama took care of their business today early on. They filled the building. Auburn played a really good team out of the Big Ten, and we played well, and we filled our building. And I think it makes a statement about basketball in the state of Auburn and the great job that people here in Birmingham did putting this tournament together.
Coach Pearl, what was the strategy for you all defensively against the 3? Because they didn't shoot the 3 particularly well. And then secondarily, can you talk about, it's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but the minutes from Johan Traore tonight?
Well, we did a lot of switching on some of their actions to keep our guards up and our bigs down. And as a result, we weren't having to get over the top of flares or chase pin downs. And it was good. It was good. It was effective. The key ball pressure is important. Iowa got, they made 7. I bet you 2 or 3 at least were off offensive rebounds. And so, that's dangerous. When they make 8 or more, they're, I think, 11-2. So keeping them under 8 was definitely a number. And Yo was in there because, Chris shepherded his shoulder, tweaked his shoulder again, and Jalen was in foul trouble. And so Yo, was ready to go. He did a nice job.
Very bad.
Hey, Coach, the beauty of this tournament is anything can happen, and that's what makes it so fun. So what can you say just about success and succeeding in this tournament? How much of it is the guys on the floor and the talent versus just being locked in and having the right mentality to withstand this tournament?
You got to have both. You know, you got to have dudes. You know, Alan Flanagan is a really, really good player that affects the game defensively, rebounding, making shots. He got to the rim. So happy for him on a big stage. He looked really good. You know, Janai Broom was an old school, old-fashioned center that can stretch you a little bit and had some big blocks, some big defensive plays. You have to have players more than anything else. But I do think our kids are proud of our basketball program, and they recognize the history. And there's probably nobody in the media happier tonight than Charles Barkley, and those guys are all going to be talking about how Charles be happy on the set with his balloons and his tiger, and let him talk a little bit of smack.
Last question right here.
Kevin Skarbinski, the Birmingham Lead. Bruce, Auburn basketball has made a lot of statements over the last 6 or so years. How was this statement different with all the spotlight this year on Alabama and their run? You had it last year. For you guys to step up on this stage the way you did tonight?
You know, we played a really tough schedule, and we've lost to a lot of teams that were favored and teams that were better than us. And that's one of the things I told our guys. You know, but we've been, to give our guys confidence, I had to remind them that we played Alabama for 85 minutes. We led for 67 of those minutes, both at home and in Tuscaloosa. And so we can, giving the guys confidence that we can play. We beat Tennessee and lost by 3 at Tennessee. Even though we've lost some games, I was proud of our guys for competing, and so I want to make sure our guys knew that they were good enough. And you know what? We really don't pay much attention to what Alabama's doing. They're a great team. They're extremely well coached. They're really talented, and they play the right way.
Okay, thank you.